Listen to me, woman. Right now, something in your life is dangerous. You may not see it, you may not feel it yet, but the ground beneath you is shifting. What you think is stability is actually a trap. What you think is love could be leading you into destruction. And if you do not align yourself with God's plan, nothing, no strategy, no person, no power of human will can pull you out. Only His plan is strong enough, wise enough, and perfect enough to save you. Too many women are drowning in situations they cannot control because they believe they must fix everything themselves. They exhaust their energy on people who do not care, on relationships that are toxic, on ambitions that are misaligned with their destiny. The illusion of control is the first danger. You cannot pull yourself out by trying harder. You must surrender, and in that surrender, God's plan begins to work. Emotions, while beautiful, can also be dangerous. They can blind you. They can chain you to circumstances that destroy. Detachment is not rejection. It is awareness. It is saying no to the things that harm your spirit and yes to the alignment of your life with divine purpose. When you learn to detach from what is not yours to carry, you discover your true strength. Danger often arrives quietly. It comes disguised as opportunity, friendship as love. It creeps in through delayed dreams and broken promises. Only God's plan can illuminate the danger before it consumes you. His wisdom will show you the path when the world around you whispers lies. Walking away is not failure. Leaving toxic people, harmful environments, and dreams that do not belong to you is a sign of inner strength. Emotional and spiritual detachment is the shield of a woman who knows her value, her purpose, and her destiny. It is strength disguised as peace. Beware of self-help that replaces God. Human solutions are temporary. Advice without divine guidance leaves you exposed. Programs, empowerment workshops, motivational speeches, these can inspire, but they cannot rescue. Only God's plan has the power to lift you from danger and place you on the path of eternal purpose. Faith is action, especially when the way is unclear. Trusting God when the storm is raging is not weakness. It is courage. When you believe that He will pull you out, even when you cannot see the exit, you position yourself for divine rescue. He will guide you away from the danger that threatens your life, your heart, and your destiny. Comfort is dangerous if it keeps you from your purpose. Many women stay where it is familiar, where it feels safe, not realizing that safety is a trap. True freedom comes when you choose purpose over ease, alignment over convenience, and God's plan over human comfort. Your destiny demands courage, detachment, and faith. And only by embracing God's plan will you be pulled out of the danger that surrounds you. Many women live their lives believing they are in control, thinking that if they just try harder, work smarter, or plan better, they can overcome every obstacle. They chase success, nurture relationships, and manage situations with human effort, unaware that the very illusion of control can be the first step toward danger. Life is far more complex than what the eye can see, and there are forces at work that no human hand can manipulate. True rescue, true deliverance does not come from your own strength. No matter how capable or intelligent you are, the world applauds effort, celebrates strategy, and honors perseverance, but it does not recognize that without alignment to God's plan, all your exertion could be leading you deeper into peril. When you insist on controlling everything, you open yourself to frustration, disappointment, and subtle traps that can blind you to the threats around you. You may be doing all the right things in the wrong way, in the wrong season, or with the wrong people. Your plans may be well-intentioned, but intentions do not equal destiny. God's plan is perfect, and it operates on a wisdom far beyond what human understanding can achieve. When you surrender the need to control, you invite divine guidance into your life. Surrender is not weakness. It is the recognition that your life is part of a larger design. It is the acknowledgement that you cannot navigate danger on your own. By letting go of the illusion of control, you open yourself to insight, clarity, and protection that only God can provide. You begin to see the path clearly, avoid hidden dangers, and step into opportunities that align with your true purpose. This surrender is the first step toward being pulled out of situations that threaten your destiny and it sets the foundation for strength, confidence, and divine protection. Emotions are powerful forces within a woman's life, capable of inspiring great love, compassion, and creativity, yet they can also be the very instruments through which danger enters. Many women fail to recognize that unchecked emotional attachments can blind them to reality. We often attach our hearts to people who do not value us, to situations that are harmful, or to dreams that are misaligned with God's purpose, believing that our feelings alone can guide us safely. Emotional detachment is not a rejection of life or a denial of feelings. It is the conscious decision to guard the heart and align the spirit with truth. It is the wisdom to say no to what is destructive while remaining open to what is life-giving. When a woman understands detachment, she begins to see that emotions can be deceptive, especially when they are driven by fear, pride, or desire for acceptance. The world teaches that vulnerability means surrender, but spiritual detachment teaches that true strength lies in awareness, in the ability to observe without being consumed. When a woman can hold her emotions without letting them dictate every choice, she demonstrates an inner strength that cannot be shaken. She can discern who and what is aligned with her destiny and who or what poses a hidden threat. Emotional detachment is the shield that prevents manipulation, deceit, and distraction from taking root. It is a sign of maturity and purpose, spiritual armor that allows a woman to navigate life with clarity, wisdom, and courage. When she masters this principle, she no longer reacts impulsively or out of fear. She responds with divine insight, making decisions that honor her calling and preserve her life from unnecessary danger. Danger rarely announces itself with warning signs. Often it arrives quietly, subtly, and disguised in ways that make it almost invisible to the untrained eye. Many women are caught off guard because they trust appearances, rely on first impressions, or accept situations at face value. The danger may come through people who seem kind but harbor selfish intentions, through opportunities that appear attractive but lead to destruction, or through promises that sound sincere but are empty. Life is full of delays, setbacks, and disappointments that are not always random. They are often signs of misalignment, moments when God is trying to redirect a woman away from harm and toward her purpose. Recognizing this silent danger requires spiritual discernment, an ability to see beyond the surface, and a willingness to listen to the quiet warnings within the spirit. Many women mistake discomfort or unease as minor obstacles when in reality, these feelings are signals that something is not right. God's plan illuminates what the natural eye cannot see, revealing threats before they manifest fully and guiding women toward choices that preserve life, integrity, and destiny. Awareness of these hidden dangers cultivates wisdom, enabling a woman to navigate relationships, decisions, and life paths with clarity and purpose. It is not about fear or paranoia. It is about being alert, vigilant, and spiritually sensitive. When a woman develops the ability to recognize silent danger, she protects herself from betrayal, heartbreak, and misplaced trust. She begins to distinguish between what is truly aligned with her calling and what is merely appealing on the surface. In this awareness lies power, for when she can see the invisible traps, she can step away before they ensnare her, allowing God's guidance to lead her into safety, provision, and fulfillment of the destiny she was created to live. Walking away is one of the most misunderstood demonstrations of strength, especially for women. Society often paints detachment as weakness, as if stepping back from relationships, environments, or situations is an act of failure or abandonment. Yet, true strength is revealed not in clinging to what harms you, but in having the courage to let go. Divine detachment is a deliberate choice to align your life with purpose rather than comfort. It is the wisdom to recognize that not every person, place, or dream belongs to your destiny, and that holding on to the wrong things can silently steal your future. When a woman practices emotional and spiritual detachment, she is not shutting down her heart or rejecting life. She is protecting the essence of who she is and the calling she carries. This detachment creates space for clarity, perspective, and divine guidance to enter. It allows her to evaluate relationships, opportunities, and decisions through the lens of purpose rather than temporary gratification or societal expectation. True detachment requires discipline, patience, and a deep trust in God's plan. It is an acknowledgement that some things are meant to be left behind so that the right things can take their place. By stepping away from what does not serve her, a woman demonstrates a confidence that is rooted not in fear or pride, but in understanding her value, her destiny, and her calling. She becomes untouchable by manipulation, distraction, or deceit. The power of detachment is that it transforms every loss into a strategic movement toward life, freedom, and alignment with God's perfect plan. When she detaches, she does not feel defeated. She feels empowered, aware, and prepared to embrace what God has specifically prepared for her, untainted by what could have derailed her purpose. Relying on human solutions without seeking God's guidance is one of the most dangerous traps a woman can fall into. The world is filled with advice, strategies, and programs promising empowerment, success, and fulfillment, but these are temporary fixes at best. They cannot protect the heart from betrayal, the mind from confusion, or the life from destruction. Many women make the mistake of following the wisdom of others blindly, thinking that success or safety can be manufactured through human effort alone. While education, planning, and mentorship have value, they are insufficient when divorced from divine direction. God's plan is eternal, precise, and perfectly aligned with each woman's unique purpose. It is not influenced by popular opinion, societal trends, or the approval of others. When a woman relies solely on human solutions, she opens herself to manipulation, disappointment, and unforeseen danger. She may follow advice that seems logical, yet it leads her away from her destiny. True security and true progress come from seeking God first through prayer, discernment, and obedience to His guidance. When God's plan directs a woman's steps, no human obstacle can overpower her, no deception can mislead her, and no circumstance can derail her purpose. Divine guidance illuminates hidden dangers that human wisdom cannot perceive, reveals opportunities that the world would never recognize, and aligns her life with her true calling. Following God's plan requires humility, patience, and faith, especially when human solutions seem faster, easier, or more appealing. It is a conscious decision to place divine wisdom above temporary methods and to trust that God's timing and direction are perfect. By prioritizing God's guidance over human solutions, a woman secures not only her future, but also her spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being, ensuring that she is pulled away from danger and into the fulfillment of her true purpose. Faith is not passive. It is the active force that carries a woman through uncertainty and danger when the way forward is invisible. Life often places women in situations where clarity is absent, storms rage, and every human solution fails. It is in these moments that trusting God becomes not just an option, but a necessity. Faith requires more than hope. It demands action rooted in the belief that God's plan is perfect, even when the path cannot be seen. Many women stumble because they wait for circumstances to change or for people to rescue them, forgetting that divine intervention often comes only when they step into obedience and trust. Trusting God through uncertainty is an expression of courage, for it goes against the natural instinct to cling to control, to cling to what is visible and tangible. When a woman places her faith in God, she allows herself to be guided by wisdom beyond human understanding. She begins to perceive the unseen forces at work, recognize opportunities hidden in chaos, and avoid pitfalls that would otherwise entangle her. Faith also cultivates patience, for God's timing is perfect. The rescue He orchestrates may not align with human expectations. A woman who trusts God does not act out of fear or desperation. She acts with discernment, confidence, and divine insight. Even in moments when the outcome is uncertain, her trust ensures that every step she takes moves her closer to safety, purpose, and fulfillment. The very act of believing that God will pull her out, even when no exit seems visible, positions her for deliverance. It protects her from rash decisions, from settling for less, from being ensnared by circumstances that could compromise her destiny. Faith is the lifeline that transforms uncertainty into opportunity and danger into divine direction. Comfort can be one of the most dangerous illusions in a woman's life. It tempts her to settle, to remain in situations that feel safe, familiar, or convenient, even when those situations are misaligned with her true purpose. Many women mistake comfort for security, failing to realize that safety without purpose can quietly erode their destiny. God's plan often requires stepping out of what is familiar, enduring discomfort, and making choices that challenge the natural desire for ease. Purpose rarely aligns with convenience. It demands sacrifice, courage, and the willingness to move through uncertainty. Women who cling to comfort may avoid necessary changes, stay in toxic relationships, or ignore the call to pursue their unique destiny, all because leaving feels too difficult or the unknown too frightening. True freedom comes when a woman chooses purpose over ease, when she prioritizes alignment with God's plan above temporary satisfaction. This does not mean reckless abandonment of responsibilities, but rather a conscious decision to pursue what God has prepared, even when it requires discomfort or risk. Choosing purpose over comfort develops resilience, sharpens discernment, and strengthens faith. It trains the heart to endure trials, the mind to see opportunities beyond the visible, and the spirit to trust in divine guidance. Comfort can lure a woman into complacency, masking danger and slowing her progress toward fulfillment. God's plan, however, often leads through paths that require courage, strategic detachment, and decisive action. When a woman embraces purpose over comfort, she positions herself to step fully into her calling, experience divine protection, and fulfill the destiny for which she was created. Every act of choosing purpose over ease is a step away from danger and a step toward the abundant life God intends, a life marked by significance, impact, and divine alignment. The truth is this: no human effort, no relationship, no worldly strategy can pull you out of the danger that surrounds your life. Only God's plan has the power, wisdom, and precision to lead you safely to your destiny. Every struggle, every moment of uncertainty, and every challenge you face is an invitation to surrender, to detach from what diminishes you, and to trust in the one who holds your life in his hands. Do not cling to comfort, do not rely on your own strength, and do not follow the paths of men. Step boldly into divine guidance, align yourself with purpose, and embrace the discipline of faith. When you do, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstance. You become a woman who is guided, protected, and unstoppable. The danger is real, but God's plan is greater, and it is calling you now. Walk into it with courage, conviction, and unshakable trust. Your life, your destiny, and your purpose depend on it.